National Human Rights Commission has awarded compensation to 27 victims whose rights were violated by the police as recommended by an independent panel. The independent panel was set up to investigate violations of human rights by personnel of the defunct Special Anti-Robbery Squad (SARS) and other police units. In his opening remarks at the event, Executive Secretary of the Commission, Mr. Anthony Ojukwu, said the Commission aimed to change the narrative of impunity by compensating the victims.
The Commission is ready and willing to bring succor to Nigerians, to provide remedy where their rights have been violated, and in that way, we think we can contribute to reducing conflict in the society. Nigeria today seems fragmented by conflicts, which we attribute to issues of human rights violations and injustice that have not been settled over the years. So today marks one of the days where we have begun the journey to restore the dignity of man, to underline the fact, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which says we are all born equal in dignity and in rights, and to underline most international treaties to fulfill Nigeria's obligation that the government of Nigeria has a duty to respect, fulfill, and uphold the rights of both Nigerians and non-Nigerians living in Nigeria. So today, what we're about to hold here is to compensate those whose rights have been violated, as have been identified by the Independent Investigative Panel on Human Rights Violations, police brutality, torture, and other human rights violations that has happened in recent times. So I want to welcome us all, and please join us in re-emphasizing the fact that the promotion and protection of the rights of all Nigerians needs the cooperation of all. It needs the cooperation of all of us. It needs the cooperation of law enforcement agents. It needs the cooperation of Parliament. It needs the cooperation of the executive. It needs the cooperation of the judiciary. It needs the cooperation of civil society. It needs the cooperation of development partners. It needs the cooperation of businesses. This task should not be left to the National Human Rights Commission alone. We all have a stake to make sure that we protect the dignity of man. Injury or injustice to one Nigerian is injury and justice and injustice to all. We all owe a duty to make sure that nobody suffers injustice in this country. And if there is any injustice, we also all owe a duty to make sure that there is remedy. Today, the panel, headed by my Lord Justice Suleiman Galadima, retired Justice of the Supreme Court, and the members of the panel have found that these Nigerians have suffered human rights violations. Therefore, if they have suffered human rights violations, they must get remedy.
Justice Galadima, retired, commended the Commission for the quick response to the award of compensation to some complainants.
The event of today is to urgently implement part of the panel recommendation. But for the avoidance of doubt, this is not the comprehensive report of the panel. This is not the final report of the panel. This is just a small portion of the report. Because of the urgency of the matter of the victims who have suffered, like the Secretary has said, that's which at least to help and create a sukkah, something that can at least help, but you cannot replace life. You cannot replace those limbs that have been lost and parts of the body that have been brutally lost.
Secretary to the panel, Hilary Ogbonna, described some of the challenges faced by the panel.
In terms of the police, the way the police and the Police Service Commission are mandated to do them. So they will still be doing that. So for some of you who would say, are they giving us money so that we forget? What about accountability? There is an accountability. So that's institutional. The next one is prosecutorial. After the police had taken care of their own level, the next level is the Attorney General's office that would be prosecuting these policemen and bringing them before the courts of law. And it will interest you to know that some of our petitions, police was already prosecuting them in court. But the fact that they were being prosecuted in court still does not take away the fact of civil remedy, which is the third one, and which is compensation. So the monetary compensation we are going to be awarding today is just one out of 3 layered justice. And we hope that you understand and you communicate this to your neighbors, to your friends, and to your relations, that this is not the end. We are not giving you bribe, it is what you deserve. We wish we can give you more, but this is the commission doing its best. And I think the point had been made earlier yesterday when I spoke to some of you. No amount of money will bring back the dead. No amount of money would erase the fact that you have been unjustly treated, that you have gone through some horrendous experience in the hands of people who were supposed to protect you. What we are doing today is a symbolic gesture for you to recognize that there is still justice. Justice does not wipe away memories. What justice does is to assure you that you are in a civilized society, a society ruled by law, not by men.
20 petitions were considered and compensations awarded to 27 victims, ranging from 500,000 naira to 15 million naira. Some victims were the popular Apo 6, whose families were awarded 3 million naira for funeral rites expenses, and the family of a youth corps member, Angela Linda Igwetu, killed by the police in Abuja, awarded 10 million naira.